Hey loves, my name is Jamesha Jackson, also known as JJ.ReLaTrix, and I am a realtor here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been a realtor for about 9 months, and I just wanted to start the YouTube just to kind of share some homeowner tips with my audience. And I came across this post, and I just wanted to share my opinion and tips as a realtor again with the audience. So this is from Chantel Renee. She's a woman that has on the green dress, and she's looking for her man everywhere, and she's just really funny. She has a boutique as well, and something offended her, and she commented about the home ownership process. So here we go. She said, "Can we get out of the habit of telling folks what they need to do? If that person wants to rent, let them rent. Buying a house isn't for everybody. It can be for multiple reasons behind that. People don't talk about how expensive it is to own a home. As long as the person has a roof over their head and they're happy, leave them alone." Pet peeve. There's pros and cons to both. Let people live. You don't know their personal goals, and owning a home doesn't make you no better than the next person. I'd rather live in an apartment, own different rental properties, stack up, invest, etc. before rushing into a house as a single 31-year-old woman with no kids. I'm living my life while chasing my dreams, LOL. Unless you're going to pay my mortgage and bills, leave me alone. And she's absolutely right. As a realtor, what I've experienced, whether you're buying, selling, leasing, property investments, or needing property management, the property literally sells itself. Someone's going to buy it. Someone's going to sell it. The timing may change. I feel like in real estate, you're selling yourself, really, as a realtor. People are looking at your branding, they're looking at your sales, they're looking at your years in the industry, and they're deciding among all the realtors they know who's going to represent them. There's 2 realtors in every transaction. You have your buyer's realtor that represents the client that's looking to buy, and you have your seller's realtor that's representing the property owner, investment company, etc. So you want to make sure you're on one side or the other of the closing table as a realtor, but the client is going to buy regardless of who the realtor is, and the property is going to sell regardless of who the realtor is. So I don't try to push, you should buy, you should rent, I want to push myself as far as a service. I am here to service those that are looking to buy and sell. Not forcing those that haven't thought about buying or don't need to rent or lease. There's nothing worse than someone advertising something to you that you don't absolutely need. It's really annoying because we all know, if you look for an answer, the solution will come. So I just want to post myself. Hey, I'm a realtor. I'm here to help you buy, sell, invest. I just want to put my advertisements out so that the people looking can find me. And the more avenues, the better. I am on every single social media, popular social media, because I know there's a lot more international that I haven't signed up for. But I am on the most popular social medias, whether I post consistently or not. If you type in my name, you will see it. So my goal right now as a newer agent is to just brand myself, make sure people know who I am, what services I can offer, so that when the opportunity presents itself that they are indeed looking to buy, sell, rent, lease, invest, or needing property management, they'll say, hey, that pink realtor, that girl Jamesha, that girl JJ.ReLaTrix, let me call her. So she's absolutely right. Don't force your services, whatever they are, down someone's throat. Present yourself. Make sure they know who you are so they can save you, so that they can pin you. Again, when the opportunity presents itself, you want to make sure they come to you. So I was driving the other day. If you live in the city, they're putting up these digital billboards now. And there's lots of lawyers, companies that you'll see. Farrah and Farrah, Cohen and Cohen. I mean, there's so many of them, and I've never called any of them. But guess what? If I ever need an attorney, those names are already embedded in my mind. So who would be the one that I would call? I actually didn't know I needed. Another point of view is I didn't know I needed an attorney at one point in time, and I was getting a lot of things in the mail, and I thought they were spam. And one of them stood out the most. A lot of the other mailings were black and white. You know, they weren't handwritten. You know, just kind of copy, paste, send. This one was color. It was a beautiful stamp. It was handwritten. There was lots of evidence supporting, like, hey, this is a real letter and you need to call me now. This is why. And I actually hired that attorney because of the presentation, because of the time and effort, because of the packaging, because of the handwritten notice, because of the evidence, you know, putting my disbeliefs aside that it could be fake, a scam. The proof was there. Hey, you can go to this website, you can pull it up on this city site, you can see that it's real, it's legit. And that's who I paid the monies to. That's whose services I was able to hire for, all because of that presentation. So again, I just wanted to give a shout out to Miss Chantel, Renee. I am sorry the girls and guys are aggravating you, telling you reasons why you should buy. I have come to the conclusion, again, as a newer agent, that people know what they want. The question is, are they going to hire you? Right? For example, I hosted an open house. As a realtor, that's a number one way to get new leads. You can cold call, you can door knock, but just think about it. Hosting an open house, the people that are coming there are looking to buy. You're just not getting breakfast and going looking at houses. Like, you have to be actively, like, on a time crunch. You only have this loan for so long, like, you need to make a move. So the people that are coming in the doors of open house, if they are not represented by a realtor, that's your opportunity to say, hi, this is my name. This is what I'm all about. I would love, for you to earn your service as a realtor and to help you. Hey, you want to put in an offer right now? Let's get going. And that's exactly what happened. I hosted my second open house, you guys. How crazy is that? My first open house, no one showed up. Just my fellow realtors to give me love and support, and my family. And I was excited and ready and so nervous, and no one came. And that was okay. I took pictures and I got a feel for the setup and how it would go. And, I got those nervous Nellies away from the first time. The second time, I love my whole branding and set. It looks like a mini party. I do water bottles. I put my labels on them. I do chip bags. I put my labels on them. Everything's pink. I have music going. I just love, I love the opportunity of representing this home for the seller's agent in the best light, in hopes of getting them a deal, because that's what they're asking you. If you're a new realtor, reach out to your seasoned agents. They're busy. They would love for you to do open house for them. And, it could end up being a win-win for both of you. They could get an offer on the home and, hey, you got a new client. So that's exactly what happened at my second open house. Like, so many people came in that time. I was just like, wow, it was just a completely different experience than the first one. I will say it was a newer home. And I know a lot of people maybe have a more acquired taste to brand new builds, or be the first one to move in, first one to use the bathroom, toilet, etc. So it's just maybe more appealing than older homes. But the first home was a new build too. It just was sitting on the market, and it was on a corner, and maybe right at the front of the subdivision. So maybe that just wasn't so appealing to most people. But the second home was in a regular neighborhood. It was just a new home, like the newest home on the block. It had a septic tank, and people still came out. Like, they fell in love with the house. 2 people wanted to do offers. One customer, she already had an agent. I still wrote down her name and number, gave her information about the home, told her realtor to give me a call so that we can put in an offer. A lot of people looked, but the second person wanted to put in, her mom came in earlier and was like, hey, my daughter wants to get this house. She gets off at this time. She actually came in before my open house was open, and I had the door ajar while me and my niece were setting up. And I was like, oh, shoot, I wasn't done. So when I went to close the door, she had knocked on the door. She was like, can I come in? I was like, my open house isn't ready yet. It doesn't start until 12. And she was like, can I please come in? So she actually had a sneak view, and I did let her in, and thank God I did, even though everything wasn't set up yet. I don't think I had on my heels yet or my makeup. I was just still in the setup stages. But good thing I let her come in, because guess what? She put in, her daughter came back later and put in an offer on the home, and that was my client. The daughter her fiance, they bought the home. So I said all of that to say, again, people are already looking. I think I used to do sales a lot. I've done collections. I've done cell phone. I've done, I've been in sales for a very, very, very long time. And they tell you, ask this person 3 times. You got to get 3 no's before you hang up the phone. It's just so aggressive because people aren't calling in for that type of thing. So just imagine someone calling in to ask if you could remove a late fee and you're trying to sell them a cell phone. It was just the hardest thing to do because, my God, this person called in for one thing and here you are talking about something completely different. It's nothing more annoying to me than someone offering you something that you don't want. For example, social media is a little insane right now. Every other day, someone's and I was off of social media for 2 years, mind you. I got back on because in real estate, social media is like the newspaper. The new newspaper is just digital. It reaches everyone. Everyone's on there. You might as well tell them about your services. Again, embed your image, your branding in their mind so that when opportunity comes, boom, they will remember you and reach out. So people are in my inbox, and this is in particular Facebook Messenger, like, hey, this is a dating group. Come meet me here. And it's just like so annoying. If you have to solicit yourself, I don't know, start from the drawing board. Like, no one's standing on the corner saying, hey, come to this strip club. Those strip clubs are packed. You want to know why? Because the clientele loves who's in there, and they're going to come morning, noon, or night. If you're overdoing all of that, it's like, I don't know. You may need to consider your branding because maybe the people aren't interested in what you have to offer. So I'm so sorry that she's going through that. As a realtor, I feel like you just have to sell yourself. There's so many realtors. I want you to choose me over all the other realtors because XYZ. This is what I can do for you, XYZ. The home, again, is going to sell itself. The person is going to buy. Who's going to be at that closing table? Who's going to be the seller's agent? Who's going to be the buyer's agent? So I'm going to start a little mini series on the different costs in buying a home because she's absolutely correct. It is expensive and a lot of people don't know. And I just want to put out these videos as a form of education so that my people will know like what is required and it just won't throw you off guard. I think I have a unique point of view because I'm also a notary. So not only do I assist people buy, sell, rent, lease, property manage, invest, but as a signing agent for the state of Florida, companies are reaching out to me, asking me to notarize the documents for their signers, for their sellers, for their buyers, for those that are refinancing, etc. So I get to see the note. I get to see the closing disclosure. I get to see all the money at the end of the day. I get to see all those numbers. So I love that I have this unique point of view from looking for the home to the actual closing table, because you'll meet the notary at the closing table to sign. Once the ink is dry, you get your keys. The next chapter of my life is going to be tapping into the mortgage loan originator world, and I'm just so excited. I will have 3 points of view: the loan process, shopping for the home, and the closing process as a notary. I've already done credit repair in the past. I do have certifications for that, and I cannot wait to tap into that world as well. I think the credit portion is just a tad bit easier. I'll tell you why. If you're renting, they may not like evictions and bad pay history. But when you're buying, the higher your credit score, the lower the APR. You can definitely get a home at a 580. But do you want a ridiculous interest rate, or do you want the best interest rate? And here's what they don't tell you. You can buy down your interest rate. If money talks, money does rule this world. They can give you a ridiculous interest rate. You can say, I definitely like to buy that down. They'll tell you how much. Boom. You can get a home at a ridiculous interest rate and refinance in a year or two. The mortgage loan originator will even tell you that. Let's do the deal now. Come back to me in 1 to 2 years. We'll refinance. So it's almost like credit is like, if you have the income, it's a little more flexible with that. Also, in the credit world, there's trade lines. You can be added on specific high dollar trade lines that will give your credit score a boost. So I would rather focus more on the finances that you need to have for the home than the credit, because that's an easy fix. And the finances will help you with the credit as well. So if you know how much the trade lines are, you can just be stacking all of these funds in different envelopes. An envelope for credit repair, an envelope, for the inspector, an envelope for the appraisal. And I'm going to do other videos or audios to break down those costs. And I'm just so used to audio because I have a podcast. So I'm going to try to transition that into the video world. But I just love that I could be walking around or multitasking and talking at the same time and just put up a couple of images. So I'll have to transition and teach myself how to move more into the video world. However, still going to be knowledgeable, informative information. And I hope you enjoyed part 1. I'm going to start mini-series actually breaking down those costs. So again, my name is Jamesha Jackson. If you are new here, welcome. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and become a member of the JJ.ReLaTrix tribe. No matter where you are, even if it's international, if you need a realtor, please contact me. I would love to tell you a little bit more about myself and earn your service and represent you in securing your keys. I am so honored that God allowed me the opportunity to help families become homeowners, because it's so much more than just owning property. Okay? It is leaving behind a legacy for your family, and it's building, equity. And you can use that to, maybe you want to send your kids to college. Maybe you want to start a business. Okay? Maybe you want a new car or vacation or whatever you decide to do. When you pay rent, you're doing that for someone else. They are putting your money in an interest savings account, and they're paying their bills and living their lives thanks to you being their tenant. So let's hop on the other side of that fence. Let's become your own tenant, so to speak, because every time you make a mortgage payment, it's building equity in your home, and you can tap into that. So pay yourself, in essence. So again, my name is Jamesha Jackson. So nice to meet you. Please stop by to watch other videos, and I will see you in the next video.